Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's premium review in which we are taking a look at the new American Kingcobra sitting at 4.0 battle rating. We'll take a look at her and RB and AB, the first plane that was constructible in their new workshop feature. And I of course could not finish the plane. I do not play enough for that, but I requested it through the partnership program and now have the opportunity to fly it and to make my review. Let's take a look at her as we get used to the aiming and to sometimes the sparkles. The aiming gets better as we go along. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level is 520 kilometers an hour without whip and 577 kilometers an hour with whip. At 4500 meters this plane can go up to 473 kilometers an hour without whip and 517 kilometers an hour with whip. Go up to 6500 meters and you'll take her to 447 kilometers an hour without whip and 467 kilometers an hour with whip. This plane is fast. It is comparable to most planes at its battle rating and competitive. It is not the fastest plane, but it is faster than most or equally fast. Where it is exceptional though is in a dive. The top speed in a dive in this plane is 843 kilometers an hour before it redlines and 910 kilometers an hour before it rips apart. Now that is jet speed in a dive and it is amazing in that way. You can outdive most opponents, and it is also very good in the effective dive speed, because control stiffening is only very lightly at 650 and it only becomes noticeable at 800 kilometers an hour, but it still rolls better there than most other planes at 650. So this plane and its functionality, its handling in a dive is exceptional and fantastic, and that is really a great boon to this plane. The stall speed in the plane is 165 kilometers an hour, which is average, but it's not bad. The firepower in the plane is good and the ammo load is very good. The plane has a one-time 37mm M10 cannon with 58 rounds for its gun, and I use default belt for that. And it is supported by 4x M2 Browning machine guns, the good old 50 cals, with 225 rounds for the guns, and I use universal belt for that, 600 meter convergence for these matches. So yeah, overall the firepower is good. The 37 can wreck things to pieces, but it can also give you hits, and that can be quite frustrating. The ammo load on the plane is very good with 58 rounds for that gun, and also still plenty of 50 cal ammo. That is very nice. The acceleration in the plane in a straight line is very good, and in a dive it's excellent. Really nice performance. The energy retention in the horizontal is excellent. This plane really holds its speed better than most other planes at its battle rating, and you can outperform that way. You can outrun people if you have to when you're in a numerical disadvantage, like we were in that first match when we had 4 opponents after us. And we still got several of them after that, but we had to run away first because we could not fight them all at once, so we had to reset the situation and get back into the fray. In the vertical the energy retention is good and definitely competitive. The climb rate in the plane is excellent, which overall makes this plane fantastic to fly, especially as a boom and zoomer and an energy fighter, but we'll get more into that later. The turn time in this plane is decent and good with flaps. The flaps do rip off though at 410 kilometers an hour, so not even half of its combat capable speed, and the flaps already do rip off, so be careful with them because you easily rip them off with this plane, especially with the acceleration in this plane. Roll rate in the plane is good, and very good when it gets over 350 kilometers an hour. Very nice roll rate. Maneuverability overall is good. What this plane also has that really speaks for it is the overheating, which is great and not in the negative. This plane almost cannot be made to overheat. you can constantly web and it will get in the light yellows, and sometimes you'll get her into orange, but if you take your finger off the web it will quickly cool off, so the overheating is no issue at all. Durability in the plane is good, it can take a hit or two, and it's a sturdy plane, so that's quite nice. Like I said, best use this plane in a boom and zoom role, and also fantastic as an energy fighter. So those two roles I would say the planes is both equally good at. Fantastic. And in a pickle the plane can also turn fight for a little bit. Of course not against the specialist, but there is plenty of planes that this plane can outmaneuver. So it's a very strong plane in that sense. Let's see what we can do. We were in a 1 versus 3 here as we almost crash into that guy. Avoiding him just barely. But nicely we got him, you know, here we go. And yeah, 1 versus 3, we had to go back to the airfield after killing that bomber, that year 2, which basically took almost all our ammo. That was devastating. Sometimes those year 2s can really soak up a lot of shells, that's amazing. But I had to go back to reload because I didn't have enough shells left to my liking. Went back and came back into the fray as I was the only one left against 3 guys. But we evened the odds and we are now in a superior position against the last guy that's left. And he actually, before we shot the other guy, he challenged me to come dogfight. Well, now we will come and dogfight, but only, you know, when I choose to. We are in the superior position here and we can basically boom and zoom him. But he's in a dangerous plane as well, very good plane. Basically the same kind of plane as me. A little bit different performance, maybe this one has a different engine or something. But all in all, very similar planes these. Let's see if we can get guns on targets. It's you know, best used close up, of course, this gun. But you can make very nice snaps with these on longer distances as well. Here he quite surprises me how quickly he comes up. And that is the danger of Kingcobras with their energy retention, their climb rate. It is very dangerous to fight against them as they're excellent energy fighters. And if they pick up a little bit of speed, they can make very high loops like this one before he stalls out. And you have to be careful as you zoom up that you're not too close, because the P-63s really hold their energy very well in the vertical. Now let's see if we can get some shots in on this guy as he spirals down. That's a defensive spiral down. This is very difficult to get guns on target then. Very good maneuver when you're in the defensive. This guy definitely knew what he was doing. An experienced pilot. And let's try to get him. Here we come again for our next attack. It's just a patience game here for me. I'm in a superior advantage and we get lower and lower as I make my attacks, and he will have less and less room to maneuver. We get a hit there, not sure if it was a 50 cal or the 37, but no more than a hit. We already got a few hits on him, hopefully impeding his flight model a little bit. The capabilities of this plane do make it sometimes lose control. Even with my maxed out crew, you sometimes do get that. And if you have lesser crews that are not yet fully fleshed out, you definitely have to watch that, because this plane is very capable. Like I said, in the roll rate, good elevator on her, and good maneuverability. And it is capable to accelerate very quickly, which makes you pull high Gs pretty quickly. But like I said, negative pitch can definitely do something there, but you have to be in time. And if you're late, then yeah, you lose control. Here we go. We shoot off the right wing and we finally get him. Turning around this match from a 1 versus 3 into a victory. First place in the team for that, which is very nice. Let's see what... actually, we are first going into the arcade match. B-25 there. This plane is even better in its characteristics, of course, in AB, so it's really nice to fly in. feels a little bit actually like a UFO. But there are other UFOs in AB, of course, especially at this battle rating. 3.7, 4.0, 4.3, that battle rating range is very, very competitive. A lot of good planes here. And I definitely do not feel bothered flying any plane in AB at this battle rating, as there is so many planes that are good and competitive. Now we tried to go for the altitude as usual. We're flying a little bit in the middle of the map, right above the airfield, and we're trying to get this bomber for the so many time. This is the third pass he makes, and he's using his bomber a little bit as a gunship. We do get a crit there, but he's still flying, and I don't want to be behind him, so I'm turning off here. The tail gunner of the B-25 is a duo 50 cal, and that can be very, very lethal if you give the pilot too much time to shoot at you. Now several people I killed, and they are coming for me at the same time here. Here we got a Spitfire that was shooting for me as we went for the I-16, and I took him out on my bounce. P-38 coming up for me here. We still have that I-16 below us. He's aiming for us. He missed our wing just barely, and I thought I was a little bit higher than this, but apparently not. Here we go again for the P-38. He does dive away though, and I don't want to lose my altitude. The I-16 is spraying at me from over a kilometer away again, and I am going to continue on this target as the other Kingcobra here just pulls out of my reach. And again, he's going down, so I don't want to go down with that I-16 focusing fully on me. Here we go again for a French PG-33. Good plane, but a little bit of a lower battle rating. That guy was already doomed to his lower level planes, as he does come back up for me. And here you see a little bit of the durability of the plane. I took a few hits in this whole shizzle here, but we are just damaged and nothing vital, although the flight model is a little bit impeded by the damage here on the right wing. Easily take this plane in a climbing spiral. He stalls out, and we're coming back in for the killing shot. Here we go, you just explode, evaporate things. If this 37 works, it works very well. We get 6 kills in this match, which was a short AB match, about 8 minutes I believe. This is the scoreboard for the 4 kill RB match. Final blow, last man standing, terror of the sky and bulletproof, 85,000 silver lions and 5,300 research points. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now this new Kingcobra is a very good plane, very nice if you like boom and zooming and energy fighting. It very easily transitions between the role, very versatile plane when it comes to that. It can also turn in a pickle. It is quite maneuverable, especially when it's fast, and it's a very competitive plane at 4.0 battle rating. Good armament, very nice performance with the acceleration and the energy retention. Climb rate is excellent. Yeah, it's overall it's very nice, and it is not impeded by any overheating, so that is great as well. I had great fun flying this plane, and the skin looks absolutely sharp and magnificent. I like it a lot, and you really feel badass in the thing. Very nice. Good plane and definitely worth getting. I know the grind for it was quite tough, but maybe Gaijin can look at that in the future when they make these planes available, to make them at least reachable for most people with a little bit of effort. But I don't know how many people got this plane. Probably rare when it comes to that. I got it from the partnership program. So of course when you are above 1500 subscribers you can get into that, and sometimes you can request something from Gaijin. Yeah, very nice plane and definitely a premium to go for if you have the opportunity. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.